To kick things off, you must first have grasped two key teachings from the Kybalion. First, the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. You must also remember that when the pupil is ready, the master appears. These insights are crucial because today we've crafted a unique and special video just for the seekers who are ready. So if these keys haven't yet been granted to you, we kindly invite you to explore other videos and return here when your time has come. For those who stay, today we delve into one of the 7 universal laws, guiding you through a journey on the first and most fundamental Hermetic law of the Kybalion, the principle of mentalism, which teaches us that the all is mind, the universe is mental. Our lesson will bridge the ancient and the modern, the spiritual and the scientific, myth and reality. And for you, who stays with us till the end, understanding the teachings of Hermes and truly seeking to delve deeper into your alchemical journey, I have a surprise that could change the course of your reality. First, let's explore the fundamentals of mentalism. This principle reveals that our reality isn't just a random assembly of events and matter, but a fabric woven from the threads of universal consciousness. Across all cultures and major spiritual traditions, echoes of this absolute truth can be found. Hermes Trismegistus, the shepherd, is our ancient guide in this realm of knowledge. Attributed with the texts of the Corpus Hermeticum, he converses with his disciples about the nature of reality, asserting that all we perceive is a manifestation of the divine mind. Hermes teaches that our perception of reality is shaped by our inner mind. Thus, the universe each of us experiences is a reflection of our mental state. Let me share a story illustrating this principle, the fable of the world mirror. It is said that Hermes Trismegistus, traveling through Egypt, encountered a magical mirror that did not show the viewer's reflection, but instead revealed the inner state of their soul. Those who were pure saw images of beauty and light. Those whose hearts were corrupted saw visions of darkness and horror. Hermes taught that this mirror, like the universe, reflects the mind observing it. Applications of mentalism in science. Let's fast forward to the modern era, where quantum physics began to edge into what mystics have long known. Consider the double-slit experiment. Particles behave differently when observed. They choose paths as waves or particles based on the observer's expectations. Thus, modern science approaches, perhaps unknowingly, the gates of the temple of Hermes, affirming that the micro reflects the macro, and the macro reflects the micro. In an ascending spiral forming fractals, the foundation of our reality is touched, felt, heard, and experienced. Returning to historical times, in ancient Greece, Plato discussed in his Allegory of the Cave that the reality we perceive is merely a shadow of the true spiritual reality. This idea resonates strongly with the principle of mentalism, suggesting that what we perceive as real is shaped and limited by the configuration of our mind. And for those not yet introduced to this famous passage in the evolution of thought, let me unveil the splendid and profound allegory of the cave, as revealed by the illustrious philosopher Plato in his work, The Republic. Imagine a dark cave, where men and women are chained from infancy. These prisoners are restricted so they can only look at the wall ahead, never behind, where the entrance of the cave lies. Behind them, at some distance, is a fire, and between the fire and the prisoners is a parapet where other beings, perhaps people or puppets, move objects and figures, casting shadows on the wall that the prisoners see. These shadows then become the prisoners' only glimpse of reality. They assign shapes, names, and relationships to these shadows, believing they constitute the entirety of the real world. But then, one prisoner is freed. At first, his freedom is painful. The sunlight blinds him, and he resists the truth, longing to return to the comforting familiarity of the cave's darkness. Gradually, however, he begins to see not just the shadows, but also the objects causing them, and, finally, the sun itself, the ultimate source of all light and truth. Gaining this knowledge, he understands his responsibility to those still in the cave. He must return and share his newfound vision of the true world. The allegory of the cave, noble student, is not just a story about the human condition. It is a call to awaken to true knowledge, to recognize the shadows of illusions surrounding us, and to embark on the arduous path toward the light of truth. It's a metaphor about the process of knowledge, involving not just understanding what is visible, but ascending to the intelligible world, accessible only through pure reason. Like the freed prisoner, we are called to recognize the limitations of our perception and seek a deeper understanding of the universe and our own nature. And in this journey, dear disciple, lies the true philosophy of Hermeticism, the transmutation of ignorant lead into the pure gold of knowledge. Now back to mentalism, which was also expressed in the world of arts, such as during the Renaissance. In that era, artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo demonstrated through their works that beauty, truth, and harmony are manifestations of the human mind, interpreting and recreating nature. Their works capture not just the appearance of the physical world, but also the essence of beauty and truth perceived by their minds. Here, art and alchemy mysteriously intertwine. Let me then tell you about the hidden ties that bind these masters to the ancient art of transformation. Leonardo da Vinci, a true exponent of the Renaissance, whose curiosities and investigations spanned the full spectrum of human and natural knowledge, is often associated with alchemy, not through the direct practice of chemical transmutations, but through the application of its symbolic and philosophical principles. Da Vinci sought to understand the hidden laws of nature, and through his detailed studies of anatomy, mechanics, and hydrodynamics, he aimed to decipher the alchemy that governs the functioning of the universe. In his famous notebooks, we find a wealth of notes and illustrations reflecting this quest for a deep understanding of natural processes, a true alchemy of observation and thought. Michelangelo, on the other hand, although less directly connected with the practice of alchemy, embodied in his art the alchemical process of transmutation. The way he transformed blocks of marble into almost living human figures is a reflection of the alchemical process of converting raw matter into a form elevated and spiritually enriched. Moreover, his work, filled with Christian and mythological symbolism, can be interpreted through the lens of symbolic alchemy, where the spiritual transformation of the individual is a recurring theme. In both cases, what we see is the manifestation of the Hermetic thought, as above, so below, through their art. Da Vinci and Michelangelo, each in their own way, sought in their respective arts and sciences a path to a higher truth, reflecting the alchemical belief that through the transformation of matter, whether physical or spiritual, we access a deeper understanding of the divine and the universe. In other words, dear seeker, the connection between Da Vinci and Michelangelo blends with the practical practice of chemical alchemy. Their works reflect the fundamental principles of transformation and transmutation that are central to alchemy. This intersection between art, science, and mysticism reveals not only the multidimensionality of their genius, but also the rich connection of influences that permeated the Renaissance, a period where the old and new worlds of knowledge met and transformed, a time when alchemical texts were rediscovered after long periods of alienation and inquisition. As the law of rhythm, which we will also bring to you at the right time, tells us, everything flows in and out. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The swing of the pendulum manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. There is a natural oscillation, not just in the phenomena of nature, but in human life. Bad succeeds good, joy follows sorrow. Periods of animation are preceded and succeeded by periods of contraction. And so, whenever the world is in need, ancient knowledge returns to society to bring light to combat darkness and darkness. Or do you think it is a coincidence to be here at this exact moment? Well, the knowledge of synchronicity would never allow us to believe in coincidences. And now you may be wondering, how can you then use this knowledge in a practical way? Start with 3 simple methods: meditation, visualization, and mental connection of elevation. These are 3 basic but still powerful tools to start exploring the principle of mentalism. First, by meditating, we seek to clear the mind of distractions and focus on the pure essence of thought, controlling internal energies and consequently adjusting the frequencies that vibrate around us. Second, with visualization, which is the process of forming clear and detailed mental images, we experience in the internal mental universe situations that can literally shape our energy state and then influence the entire reality around us to manifest those visions in the physical world. And finally, the mental connection of elevation consists of connecting with people of a higher energy level than yours. In general, you can recognize these people by the combination of various factors. For example, their framework of knowledge, spiritual enlightenment, physical and mental health, position in society, discipline, ability to achieve goals, level of righteousness and character, the goodness in their heart, their ability to forgive, among other things. By connecting with people of high energy level, just as in the physical law of heat exchange by convection, you will start to vibrate at a frequency more similar to that of that person. This is an ancient alchemical knowledge, but it was recently popularized by the American writer Jim Rohn with the phrase, "You are exactly the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Dear students, just as the alchemist transforms lead into gold, I wish you to start transforming ignorance into knowledge, fear into love, and darkness into light. The hidden journey of the alchemist is the journey of awakening consciousness, where each of you, through understanding that the all is mind, the universe is mental, can begin to consciously shape the reality around you. I hope that this basic knowledge revealed here inspires each of you to explore the depths of your own mind and reflect on how your perceptions shape your world and how your thoughts guide your actions and also those that are made for you. Now, as promised, we have prepared a surprise, which for one of you could change the practical course of your reality. In this difficult time in which we live, hidden knowledge cries out to be disseminated again. Just as every dawn, the relentless sunlight stretches over the night darkness with the aim of nurturing the cycle of life with another morning of hope and renewal. And just as the sunlight illuminates the night, we summon you to participate in the crusade of enlightenment in 3 acts, to disseminate hidden knowledge amidst the darkness. This will be a symbolic journey through 3 fundamental operations of alchemy, reflecting our shared desire for growth and collective spiritual enlightenment. The Enlightenment Crusade will be won by the person who is most capable of mobilizing and influencing other people, awakening in them the action of movement toward knowledge, and for that seeker who wins this crusade. We will have the great honor to extend an invitation to you to enter the sacred path of hidden knowledge and participate in a mentoring and counseling session with one of our great alchemical masters. Remember, the Crusade of Enlightenment will be held in 3 acts. Act 1, the calcinatio. Declare your intention to participate. Write a comment on this video with the phrase, "I seek the light of wisdom to transform the shadow of ignorance." This act symbolizes the initial purification and your declared intention to seek the light of knowledge as well as to disseminate it for the collective good. Act 2, solutio. Share this video with people you trust, friends, family, colleagues, and acquaintances. Like an alchemist who scatters the ashes so that the new can grow, spread the seed of Hermetic knowledge, giving it a chance to germinate in fertile lands. Act 3, coagulatio. Encourage your friends to support your journey, asking them to like your comment. Each like will demonstrate your dedication to disseminating knowledge and will add to the crystallization of your effort and commitment on the path of enlightenment. The conclusion of this crusade will occur as soon as the video reaches 33,333 views. At this point, the person whose comment receives the most likes will be the great chosen one to participate in a mentoring and counseling session with one of our great alchemical masters. This session will be a discreet meeting where you will meet an enlightened master with knowledge, and you can take advantage of his presence to ask for guidance or discuss any subject of your interest. Now I say goodbye and remind you to start incorporating basic practices of the principle of mentalism into your daily life. Meditate well every night. Practice visualization. Establish mental connections of elevation. Dear ones, may the light of eternal knowledge illuminate our minds, always guiding us on the path of righteousness and wisdom, so that every thought becomes a solid action.